you're not really a boss until you have several bosses around you, and that's part of your legacy. And it's just each one teach one. We just gotta do that. Just not to act like I'm holier than thou and I got all the answers, but I feel like we as black people, we definitely got to do that as much as we can. Absolutely. But putting the right people in the right positions, like building a mastermind alliance, and that's part of being a good leader, is recognizing talent and being able to put it in the right position to exceed.
Now, why I was just thinking about something as I sit here and smoke this blunt. I realize a lot of people's faith is based off currency, is based off money. And the reason why I came up with this analogy just now is because when you go get a job, right, and the person who owns the business, they hire you, they tell you what your pay rate is going to be. At that point, you giving him faith that, okay, if I come here every day on time, I'm going to get paid this amount of price, right? Think about that. You putting your faith in the dollar. Like, he's going to pay me this amount every time I show up. Now, the only reason why he's able to do that, because at some point, he probably didn't have faith in the dollar. He had faith in the idea, in the vision. Then it got big enough where he needed employees where now he can pay, which creates currency for others that now they're putting their faith in just the dollar. They don't really have faith in the company. They got faith in, okay, I'm going to get paid. Because a lot of people that's working, they just got faith that, okay, if I'm getting paid $25 an hour and I show up, that's going to be there. Now, the duality, what I want you to understand is that shit ain't gonna change until you start putting faith in the vision. Because if you think about it, the money don't come instantly until you build, especially when you're trying to build something bigger than you. So if you always get this point across, because a lot of people don't understand common sense. I realize that common sense is not common. I'm not talking about the fact of having a job. Having a job is mad dope because you got stability. But you got a lot of people that's entrepreneurs now that they don't put enough faith in their entrepreneurship, in their business. They really got more faith on that 25. When really the 25 is supposed to be your safety net and the faith is supposed to be the vision. You feel me? Because we all got to start somewhere. It takes money to build anything you're doing. But I'm just trying to translate that. A lot of people just got faith in the money, but you got to really have faith in the vision more than the money, because honestly, the money, when you're an entrepreneur, it's not going to come overnight. I've been doing this shit for a very long time, and I was kind of blessed to kind of, as soon as I started, I was blessed to come in the game and get some stride, instantly. But I realized too, I wasn't just shooting from the hip. Everything's always been thought out. Like, as soon as I came in the game, I realized, okay, well, if I got this bucket full of hats, I got to be around numbers, because numbers rule the world. Like, that's the universal language. Like, numbers run everything. So I knew if I had a bucket full of hats, 50 hats, if I can get around 20,000 people to come across my bucket full of hats or my table that I set up, my chances of selling the hats is going to be a higher percentage. So where did I go? I went to the streets and I went to Venice Beach. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I was just, hey, look, I got a brand now. Look at me, look at me. It was more so like, I'm going to the people. And I ain't never lost with that blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Going to the people, popping up. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I could say, I stuck with through this whole journey is like, and even when I opened up my store, I was still going out to Venice Beach. I couldn't really go out as much because I was running the store, but I was still going to the numbers because I knew those numbers versus Inglewood, it was night and day. And that was the blessing to open up a store, because I got to see the duality of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, Inglewood, cool. I love Inglewood. I got my niggas from Inglewood coming through supporting me, my other people that support me coming through. but it's like that's a destination spot now. You know, to oppose Venice Beach is a tourist spot. I'm touching people that's literally gonna be here for a day or 24 hours and go back to Paris, London, and talk about my brand. And so now, granted, that blueprint that I was doing in 2010 is different now because where we at in the world, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, tourism is down, everything is down. So at that point, what I always talk about, adjustments, it's about making audibles. And so, you know, I'm not going to tell y'all what I've been doing, but just know, like, anybody that's using those blueprints, yeah, you could still go out there and touch people, but just don't expect those high results, because if you really study the game, you just understand, like, the numbers that used to be there in 2010 when I first started, it's like down 70%. And so what you do, you make adjustments, you know what I'm saying? And I just say to y'all, like, when it's time to make adjustments, that's when you put more faith in the vision. And when you put more faith in the vision, that means you got to figure out other ways to kind of keep shit on point, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, man, I just feel like the crazy part about the game is, like, with social media, it's like everybody thinks this shit is instant microwave, over the night success. And so when they come into something, they thinking, like, if it don't shake within the first 3 to 6 months, it's like, it's over. Like, oh, this shit ain't working. I'm about to go back to doing this. But realistically, it's like, man, you got to put equity in this shit. 10,000 hours, money, time, energy, evaluation, studying the game, making better decisions, less mistakes, playing chess. It all come apart. Like, that's what this shit come with. Like, it's just like, it come a part of the game. Like, and so I was just thinking that, like, I just see so many people just putting their faith in, like, the money instead of putting their faith in, like, what they believe in. Because honestly, that 25 gonna always be there, or that manifestation gonna be there. But the only difference is that which one you put your energy to, that's probably what you gonna get to be. I mean, and so just know the left, the manifestation, you seeing the vision, you seeing it out, it becomes big. Everybody's saying, like, damn, I remember when you was here, now you here. That shit take a lot. This shit, an application, if you shit right, they gonna hire you, you gonna be there, and that's cool. I love that. I ain't gonna, bro, when I got out of prison, I was kind of like, that's what made me turn up. I couldn't get my job back. Like, not saying I probably would have never, because I've always been an entrepreneur. I used to sell, anybody that know me know I've been selling shit forever. But I just like working with kids. So when I couldn't get that job, it just clicked. It was like God saying, like, man, that was cool. I had you do that for this amount of time, but I want you on this. I want you on this path. And so instantly after that day I left, shout out to Aaron Meese. I love Aaron Meese. Thanks to my boss. I worked there for 5.5, going on 6 years. But after that day, I got to the house and I said, I'm going to turn up. And that's when I literally, the next day, went out, bought hats, and turned up. But, you know, I just really understand, and I can give y'all both sides, because I've had both sides, is that I really just put way, way, way more energy on the left, on the manifestation. I mean, I can honestly say I've always been a hard worker, because even when I had a job, I would always get there early, 30 minutes early. I always would go the extra mile. But I just felt like I just took that energy and put it over here. And I wasn't really worried about the dollars, because I knew that it was going to come. I wanted to get that off my chest, man. You know, I feel like more than ever, it's probably harder than ever to start a brand based off everything that's going on, the climate of the world, inflation. But that just means you got to put way more thought into this shit. You got to, it's going to require a lot more, you know? And, hey, you got to get in the gym. If you really want to be built for this shit, you got to build up. You know what I'm saying? And when you build up, you know, any nigga that work out know you're not going to go from 120 to 250 in 30 days. unless you're on some roids. And if you're on some roids, that shit gonna deflate super fast. So you might as well don't even do it like that. The cap shit don't never last. Trust me. Just go ahead and just do it organic. But just know, like, it could be done. Round this off from start to finish. That person who's able to give you that 25, just know he put some equity in. He got his hours in. He ain't just giving you that 25 based off he started his business in 30 days. I guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? He put the time in. So get that 25, take that 25, and put it in your shit. And when you put it in your shit, put way more energy than you ever thought you even had into your shit. And let's see what it do.